Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is your KocoSports Full Impact Pro Wrestling's Everything Burns 2017 review. I'm your host, LK from KocoSports.net. And Internet Infantry, if you're watching live, A, thank you. And B, what would you rate this show? We have a system. We have a win. We have a loss. We have a tie. Live commenters also comments, questions, queries, thoughts on the show. If you pop them in the comments box in the comment box below, I'll read live on air and question time after the show. And obviously, if you're watching post live, put in the win, loss, or tie comments, queries about the show. Finished about 10 to 20 minutes ago. This show was promoted as the new Full Impact Pro, more edgy. And when I watched this show, it really felt like it. It really did. And when I say that, it felt a different look. It felt edgier. It felt that anything could happen at any time. And I liked it. For the majority part, I liked it. For me personally, I'm going to give this show a weak win. Okay, now, I would understand if you didn't enjoy this show. But there was still a few good matches. The main event was an 8-man tag team match, which I think was brilliant. I recommend everyone to go watch. There was dives from fucking balconies. There was 630s, everything. It was a spot fest. But the story building up to it meant that it had to be a spot fest because it was an all-out war. And it was a very good spot fest, and I really enjoyed it. So enough of that, because a lot to go through here. So to start the show off, there was a massive brawl. Now, I don't know if you had it, but again, I watched this on flowslam.tv. I paid the monthly subscription, which is about £17.50 UK conversion rate, and I had no audio. So I was spending the first part of this just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. Is this my end? I'm going on the Flowslam Twitter, seeing if there's any audio there, and so I just quick exit, reload, and the audio was perfect, and there was no issues apart from that little bit at the start, which was my fault, unless everyone else experienced that as well. But I did not experience any faults, any flaws with the Flowslam stream, which is always a good thing, and I seem to always say that when I come on here. So good job, Flowslam. You can continue to get my money. So from what I saw, Su Yung was in the ring. She was battering all types of men, women, intergender monkeys that were coming into the ring with kendo sticks when they're trying to get into the ring. And again, I'm having audio problems, so I'm quick and refreshing. Teddy Stigma got the contract, and I turned it back on, which meant he now gets a FIP World Heavyweight Champion match later on the show. Again, apologies, I didn't really break that down very well, but there was just no audio. And I imagine watching it with no audio when you pay for it. That makes it sucks. So we go to our opening match. We have Billy Barboza versus Alex Rodolph. Never heard or seen either man, so it was an interesting way to see. You have Barboza. He has red mist on his face due to Su Yung spraying mist on her face. And I was upset we didn't get a Su Yung match, because I remember seeing her back at Shine 38 against Saraya Knight in a brutal match. And I'll be reviewing the Shine 40 show that takes place next Friday. With that being said, the matches now in Full Impact Pro always consistently, without fail, have no contracts and no disqualifications. Okay, bear that in mind. So Rudolph hits a chokeslam into a backbreaker for 2, and then Rudolph hits basically a variation of a full Nelson suplex to get the win. This was all right. There was nothing bad about it, but there was nothing memorable. Like, once I closed this little book here, I got the book here, I read my notes from. Once I close this book, I close my laptop down, I go to bed, I sleep. When I wake up, that match, out of my mind. There is no way I'll forget that. A 1.5 stars, 1.75 stars. There was nothing bad about this. It's just, it was really short, and it didn't really do anything for me. And then we go into our next match. We have, are you ready for the slaughtering of names begin? Let it commence. So we have Desmond Xavier and Sammy Guevara, I think I got that right, versus Sami Callihan and Dave Christ. But Darby Allin comes out. He asks everyone, where's Uncle John? Christ and Callihan and Allin then beat the shit out of Desmond Xavier and Sammy Guevara. Callihan then says, I know who Uncle John is, and we are Uncle John's friends. I'm interested in this. It was good. Like, at first I was like, this would have been a great tag team match. They robbed me of this. I paid for this. I want to see this tag team match. But A, we saw these 4 men involved in the 8-man main event, and B, this story of Uncle John thread throughout the whole show. This is what Monday Night Raw should do. They should start off with a hot angle and have that build and build and build to an explosion at the end. And that's what this show did, right? This felt like an Attitude Era Raw with better wrestling, all due respect, better wrestling involved. But I was a bit upset about that, but I moved on with my life. Then we had Jason Cade versus Jason Kincaid versus AR Fox in a triple threat match. Fucking hell. Chris Callahan and Mark Allen, he's a fucking snooker player. I'm name dropping fucking snooker players. I apologize. It was Darby Allen. I apologize. I'm name dropping fucking snooker players. And it's sad that I actually knew Mark Allen as a snooker player. I actually quite enjoy the sport of snooker. I'm English to the T, aren't I? Alan starts screaming, "Does anyone know Uncle John?" AR Fox then starts beating the shit out of Jason Cade and Jason Kincaid. Fox says, "I know Uncle John." This is getting this faction over. They're ruining matches I really, really want to see. But in the end, who is Uncle John? And because I'm missing out on that stuff, it makes me want to find out even more. And it also led to an incredible 8-man tag, so I kind of let it slide. And then in our first proper match, we had Priscilla Kelly versus Aria Blake. Kelly kind of reminds me of a Paige, a more gothic, more darker look. Very attractive female, but more of the darker side. Blake is the clear baby face. You know, she looks too nice to be a heel, and that's not a bad thing. Like Bayley, she's too nice to be a heel. Well, she could be a heel, but she's just so damn good as a babyface. Blake's kind of the same. So you got a good babyface and heel dynamic in this one. Kelly hits a crossbody off the top for 2. Blake rolls her up to get the win. Kelly looks pissed. It's at the start. I'm like, oh, was that not meant to happen? But then she gets the mic. She explains how she's not happy, how her Full Impact Pro debut went. And she knows Uncle John. And then she kicks the shit out of Blake. Cade, Kincaid, Xavier, and Guevara, they come out to make the save, and they challenge Callahan, AR Fox, Sammy Callahan, Dave Christ, and Allen to a 8-man tag team match in the main event. The match was way too short. Okay, criminally short. Monday Night Raw short. But it carried on the story, so I have no issue with this, and I like the fact that the story is being continued even throughout the women's match. So they get about a star and a half for the match, and add another half star on because I really did enjoy the story. Now, I can imagine a lot of you being, I paid for this, and I got bullshit finish. I got bullshit finish after bullshit finish after bullshit. That's not edgy. That's not different. That's bullshit finish. You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing I got my money's worth in the main event. Okay, and it was a story that I then, in the main event, cared a lot more about because of these matches. Without these matches, that 8-man match would have been nothing more than a spot fest, but it meant more because we watched the build. Okay, and then we went on to this really, really good match, which I actually recommend you guys to check out both of these wrestlers. This is Austin Theory versus Anthony Henry. Go onto your Twitter, go onto your YouTube after this show and type both of them in and watch some of these guys' matches, or buy FlowSlam and watch this match from FIP Everything Burns, because it really was a great match. And Austin Theory, okay, this guy is in great shape. He's got a phenomenal look. If Vince McMahon saw this man, I'm pretty sure ejaculation would come out of that Vincent's cock. Dante Brown, though, he comes out and he bets $1,000 on Austin Theory to get the win. And then obviously Anthony Henry's girlfriend on the side says, look, I bet as well. So the match starts off from very physical, nasty slaps, kicks, chops. Again, they're trying to get across in this show that it's a more edgy FIP. It's a different era in FIP. It's now the FlowSlam era. And I really liked it as a guy who traditionally has come on here and buried death match wrestling and hardcore wrestling and things like that. When it comes to this, it's not death match wrestling. It's hardcore wrestling with an attitude. It legit felt like the Attitude Era all over again. And it really was good. And this match was just great. Some really good stuff here. Theory went for a slingshot, and then Henry in midair knees him to the head. Henry hits a running double stomp off the apron onto Theory, who had loads of chairs on him. Theory hits a reverse blue thunder bomb for 2 in a really good spot. Henry applies the crossface. Theory rolls him up. He gets a 2, good near fall there. Theory then hits a fisherman buster into a knee to the head, or a neck breaker, whatever the fuck you want to call it, for 2 for a good near fall. Henry hits a seated Spanish fly, and I swear to God, Theory broke his neck. He landed like really strange. I don't know if the camera angle was just bad positioning on the, not bad positioning as in bad positioning as in, oh shit, he landed dodgy. Maybe that. Henry then applies a Cobra Clutch while standing, hits a backstabber with the Cobra Clutch still applied after. Dante Brown then comes out, distracts Henry. Theory then rolls him up, using the ropes for assistance to get the win. Very, very good match. Dante wants his money. So he goes up to the Henry's girlfriend and says, look, I want your money. She, says, I don't have any money. He then implies, well, if you don't have any money, you can make it up to me by having sex with me. And it felt real. Like, that's something I could picture him saying. This big dude. Like, that felt real. It felt different, edgy. It may not have been the best wrestling show, but storyline-wise, I enjoyed it. Character-wise, I enjoyed it. I didn't know who Dante Brown was heading in. This is my first proper chance of watching Full Impact Pro. And coming out of this guy's a manager. He's a scumbag. But in the end of the day, he always collects. So we now know how's he going to collect. And it'll be interesting to see in the next few months. Very good match. Again, both men to watch. Type that in. So the men I recommend you type in Anthony Henry and Austin Theory if you haven't already, and a 3.25 star match because it was very good. And then we went on to our FIP Florida Heritage Championship match between John Davis and Martin Stone. Martin Stone is the current champion, and Stone is Danny Burch, and he will be participating in the WWE UK Championship Tournament, which will be giving you coverage right here on this channel, both Saturday and Sunday's events, not live after they happen, but a good 5 hours after they happen, so you're guaranteed to get your WWE content in for the week. The match starts off, Davis hits an awesome shoulder block, sending him outside of the ring, where Stone then gets the mic. He cuts a promo. He goes, this is legit the promo. I'm English. Let's have a good old-fashioned wrestling match, my son. Like, the words, my son, as an Englishman, it melts my heart. It made me mark out. Some pre-cum may have drizzled out of my penis. It was absolutely brilliant. I love when English wrestlers use English terms. Like, my son is something I use all the time. I'm not saying it to my son. I don't have a child or a son for that matter. It's just a common set. Like, you be like, oh, good job over there, my son. Like, it's just a proper English thing to say. And him saying it just made me mark the fuck out. That's the best promo of 2017. All you have to do is say, my son. Roman Reigns is, I'm the big dog, my son. You'll be like, Roman, I love you. God, did no one ever make that into a short little clip? It was funny though. There was some technical wrestling in, because obviously Stone wanted technical, but Davis got the upper hand. So Stone went to the outside and went, hey, I wanted wrestling, not judo. Really funny stuff. Davis then hits a superplex, a double A spine buster. Stone rolls through into a cutter for 2. Good near fall. Stone nicks this bird's purse. I have no idea who it is. He rips out a fucking chain. He goes in. He chokes Davis with the chain. He then punches him in the head with the chain. A low blow. He gets the win. He retains due to knockout, because there's 3 rules, okay? No DQ, no countouts, and you can win by a knockout, which is basically the last man standing rule. So you have till 10 to answer the count, or you lose. So Stone here, he cut some good promos. He's English, so he gets another point. The wrestling, it was okay. And then post-match, he goes, I'm the fucking governor. And I'm just like, oh, this guy's the total package. Why haven't I watched this guy more? 2.5 stars, thoroughly enjoyable. Good stuff, nothing bad. It wasn't magnificent. Like, Davis left a lot to be desired, but he wasn't bad. He just wasn't great. So now we have the FIP Tag Team Championships. We have Drennan and Paro versus the Hooligans, which is Devin and Mason Cutter. The Hooligans are modern-day version of the Godwins, but much quicker and much fatter. So Mason, remember that. Mason cut hits and then standing corkscrew. A standing corkscrew. And he's so overweight. That is insane. They brawl through the crowd, the whole building. Power hits a powerbomb through a table. Mason hits a slam off the top rope into several chairs. Chair around penis. I ripped penis around Paro's neck. And the Hooligans hit a concerto. Hooligans hits a double powerbomb through the table. Hooligans hits a Michinoku driver onto setup chairs to get the win. I wasn't expecting much when they came out. I'm going to be brutal. When I came out, I was like, the Hooligans, like, okay, this is going to be a bit slow, a bit dull for me. I'm going to go have a piss. But I tell you what, I was shocked, I was stunned, and I was really happy with this match. I gave it 2 3/4. It is a 2-star match, but I bumped up to that extra 3/4 because I do believe that because of the fact I've never seen these guys before. I think I've seen Power in American Championship Wrestling, that's ACW before, but I really haven't seen these guys properly. So to be able to see them and judge them, and I thought, you know what, if I'm rude enough to judge them, I can eat crow. And I'll eat crow right now. When they came out, I thought, oh, these guys, this is going to be a stinker of a match. But it was really enjoyable. It was a really enjoyable match, and I actually recommend you to watch it. It's 2 3/4 stars. And then the ring announcer goes, this match that you just saw, that fucking blew that Okada versus Omega match away. Legit, that was his exact quote, including the swearing. This ring announcer guy, he swore so much every time. He was like, wasn't that the best fucking match you ever saw? I was like, we get it, it's edgy now, but you have to curse every fucking time. Jeez. And then we went on to the FIP World Title match. You have Fred Yehi, the champion, defending against Teddy Stigma, who won the open contract gimmick at the start of the show. Stigma comes out of a barbed wire bat, and at the start, Yehi chopped Stigma. Stigma accidentally flew the bat in the air. I swear to God, I fucking thought that hit someone in the crowd. It was absolutely brutal. It didn't, thankfully. Well, I'm guessing not, unless someone's in the hospital right now and they just kept it quiet on commentary. And commentary, by the way, again, left a lot to be desired. It felt like I was watching an episode of TNA. Again, I'd say that. I like TNA every week. I actually put it over this week. I just hate the commentary of the Pope and Matthews. I didn't particularly enjoy the commentary of this show. I normally love the Evolve commentary. So heading into this, okay, it's WWN, and I just assumed really that I'd get the same commentators, but we didn't. Normally it's Lenny Leonard and Rob Naylor. Tonight, whoever the fuck they were, they didn't really do it for me. Yehi emptied a bag of bottle caps and lids. So, you know, when you have a drink, an alcoholic beverage, you kind of like twist the bottle lid. Where's an example? I'll get an example. As we have this here, you know, this at the top. So it's like a screwable top. He had loads of them. It's so weird how I have these fucking things all around my fucking office. Anyway, there were loads of them in a bag. He emptied them, and they were everywhere. I was like, oh, that's going to be nasty, whoever goes through that. Stigma powerbombed Yehi through them for 2. That was really, really brutal. And then Yehi applies a Koji clutch with the barbed wire onto the face. Stigma tapped out, and the ring announcer was so loud when announcing the winner. This is what I had to do, okay? On my phone, as you can see here, I have a little button app like this app here. This is where I turn up and turn down, because my remote control was over on my bed and I was watching my bedroom. So whenever it happened, whenever the fucking ring announcer started talking, I had to turn it down because I was watching upstairs at fucking 3 a.m. in the morning and I don't want to wake on up. But the commentary was quiet. The ring itself and the wrestlers were quiet. So I had to turn it up a little bit. But as soon as the ring announcer went, boom, it was like, oh, what a goddamn great match that was. Oh, it was good. And then it's, here is your winner. It was literally like that. It was like that. It was annoying as shit. It was horrible. 2.5-star match was an okay match. I preferred Yehi in a wrestling match. I didn't think he suited the FIP. Now the new era, so to speak, now the new regime of the ECW feel. So I was thinking that Stigma was going to defeat Fred Yehi due to the fact that, you know, it's a different time, it's a different style, it's now hardcore, so that the hardcore guard get the world title would just make a little bit more sense, but they didn't. And now it's time for your main event. And again, I'll be going to live comments after this question, so if you do have any, please feel free to put them in. And I know it's a strange time. Normally Sundays are only pay-per-view days or WWE show reviews, but it's not. I'm doing FIP because I said I was going to do it, and sadly not a lot of live viewership, but I hope makes up for it on the post viewership. So we had Sami Callihan, Dave Kristen, AR Fox, and Darby Allin versus Desmond Alexander, Sammy Guevara, Jason Cade, and Jason Kincaid in our 8-man tag main event. Now I'm going to read down the spots that I wrote down, and I got nearly a whole page of these notes to talk about. So all 8 men, they start off brawling. Fox hits a swinging brainbuster. Callahan spits at Guevara. He spits back. They start brawling. Really intense stuff. Desmond Xavier hits a handspring corkscrew over the top. Fox tope con hilo over the buckle to the floor. Guevara hits a shooting star press off the top to the floor. Tower of Doom spot. But instead of going into the ring, they went outside the ring in a really dangerous looking spot. Fox hits a swanton bomb off the roof, give or take. Kincaid hits a rushing leg sweep off the roof onto the floor, onto everyone. Fox and Christ hits a double coast to coast. Absolutely insane. Xavier hits a spiral tap. Guevara hits a 630 off the top for 2. Cade hits a Canadian destroyer plus a frog splash for 2. All 8 men are down. Okay, in the ring. All 8 men kip up. All 8 men hit a bicycle kick, and all 8 men go back down in one of the most incredible visuals I've ever seen in my whole entire existence of watching pro wrestling. Fox hits a springboard Spanish fly and a dirty, dirty brainbuster to get the win. Post-match, Callahan cuts a promo saying, "You already know Uncle John, and we are his friends." Great, great, great match. And you're continuing me, the paying customer, to continue to pay for it because one question: who's Uncle John? Okay, I want to know who's Uncle John. I do not know who Uncle John is, but I do know this match was amazing because the story of this was it should be a war. I was expecting a war. I was expecting a spot fest. That's what they gave me. 4 stars. Absolutely brilliant. I recommend everyone to get out of their way and watch this. Generally really good. So because of how good the main event is, I'll give it a week win. I said strong tie week win, so we'll do that. We have some live comments, so we'll go this. So we have Chauncey Bullock. He says, "Brother LK, oh, knew you come. WWE Bill Nia Jax up to be the next China to be WIC Championship." I that's an idea. Picture Nia Jax or anyone ever holding the IC title again. WWE's really politically correct in a way that, we can't have men fight women or women fight men. They're really politically correct in that way. Seth's at my sparkle crotch says, "Hey." We have some great usernames recently. We had Kurt Angle, Roman Reigns, and now Seth Heats my sparkle crotch. Chauncey Bullock says, "The Attitude Era. Brother Nero and Brother Moore re-signed with TNA. Brooke Testman return up." Oh, dude, I don't want to read that one up because that's a spoiler. I want to thank everyone for the live comments. I want to thank everyone watching post-live. And again, remember to put comments in the comments section below. I want to remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button because it does help a lot. We're past our milestone. We aimed at the Royal Rumble to be on 7,000 subscribers in December. Now we're not even 10 days into January and we're at 7,021 subscribers. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the new subscribers. I'm looking forward to the month of January. We've got the Royal Rumble. We've got the WUK Championship Tournament coming up. We've got Raw, sadly, tomorrow. We've got SmackDown Live tomorrow. We've got NXT. We've got Lucha Underground. Lots of stuff coming your way. So here it is with your Full Impact Pro Everything Burns 2017 review. I gave it a win. Make sure you check out KocoSports.net. Make sure you check out Dave Koco's book called Operation Freakshow. It's currently on sale only for Americans only. So if you're American, please make great strides in going over and helping our buddy Dave Koco. And Dave Koco will be back full-time in the channel, on this channel, late January to early February. So if you want to see him, again, stick around, hit the subscribe button. Me personally, I'm now full-time on the KocoSports site. So head over to KocoSports.net. It's your home for combat sports and where it's okay to be a passionate fan. I'm doing news every day. I'm updating the podcast section. So just go over there, sort that out. Also going to be maybe joining the marketing, or maybe I am joining the marketing team. So looking forward to that. I got a Patreon. We got some new merch uploaded. So check out the merch in the description box below. Check out all the links in the description boxes. Check out our New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 11 review. Over 2K views. Thank you everyone who watched that. I want to thank Ras and Rantin, Wrestle Talk SOS Booms for being on that show. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Make sure you stay safe. Make sure you stay well because it's a fucking fucked up world out there. And from LK from KocoSports.net, I'll be catching your asses down the line.